morning briefing show from Admirals. I'm placed here still in Bangkok in my office, and I'm really happy that we can talk about trading today again. So we stream this show on YouTube at the same time. You will find a button in the right corner. You can subscribe to the channel. You can leave a comment if you want. You can give us a like, whatever there's in your mind. So get in touch with us so we can talk about everything that the valuable for you or the value for you in this morning briefing show is as high as possible. So, and I appreciate a lot that you spend your very precious lifetime with me today again, and we will see what we can do today together. So here, good morning, Andre, Anchor, PL, good morning. Andre, Janis here, Janis here on YouTube. I'm really happy to have you here in this show. So let me stream my, share my screen with you this morning. And today I want to start with a quote of the day. It comes one time more from Mr. Richard Dennis. It's just for me a really famous and incredible example for a trend follower. And he said, no trader can control volatility completely, but you can improve your odds. So, and what does that mean? We want to talk about through this show today. So volatility, yes, it's not to control, but your odds you can control and you can improve. Okay, so let's see. First of all, of course, the economic news this morning from May the 4th. I guess it's May. Let me see. Yes, it's May 4th. So Australian retail turnover hits new record high. This is what we got this morning. Then news from the Bank of Canada. They said rates remain low, but will need to move higher if it's possible and if it's need. And of course, the US factory orders rose more than expected in March. So today, you know, today is a very, very interesting and very important day because, so let me just do this in that way that I can see your comments. So here we go, chat here on Zoom also. Have it here, wonderful. Janusz, good morning. Magdalena, Del, Ion, good morning. Hartmut, Petra, love to see you here again. So what we can do, what's the top, it's the upcoming events for today. So we start with the retail trade, Australia, that's come now, that's the news this morning here. Turnover hits a new record high. Then we got at 3 o'clock this afternoon, the Eurozone service PMI. And the ADP National Employment Report as a kind of prediction for the real employment report, non-farm payrolls on Friday. Then we got the international merchandise trade. And most important topic today is today is, that's the... At 8 o'clock this evening, I have Bangkok time here. So just 5 hours before we got back, which means they got the petroleum status report. And of course, not on Thursday, it's just 8 o'clock in the evening, the interest rate decision. And this is a really interesting part that we just have a look at the countdown, what the market is expecting. Nastia, thank you very much. Okay, so what is the market expecting about the rate decision this evening for May the 4th? We expect 199%, so around about 100% expect that the Fed will raise the rate up to between 75 and 100 points. So which means we got 1% up from between 0 and 0.025 up to 0.75 up to 1.722%. So this is a really big step, but the Fed has to fight against the inflation. And you know, the rates are maybe the only tool, one of the less tools the Fed has in their own hands to fight against this kind of inflation. If it will help, we will see. We'll really see. In case that you will be well informed, then you can follow our channel in Telegram, the Admirals channels. Now we have 789 subscribers right now. You will find the link now in the chat. And of course, on YouTube also, you've got a lot of information here in this channel on Telegram. Okay, so time to go to the charts, and let me see who is coming to with me. This is Radu, good morning. Then we have Ernest, Vasilena, nice to have you. Raquel, good morning also. I really appreciate a lot that you spend your very precious lifetime with me. So index 10 minutes, that's the market. We trade in day trading because I guess most of you are more part-time traders. They follow me in the higher time frames. But with this DAX in 10 minutes, I want to show you that the same rules, trend following and the price following and sticking to rules, and of course, sticking to a trade management could be also very interesting. In 1 minute, 5 minute, time does not exist in trading. It's just up to you to draw the trend and to find your signals, because everything is based on the law of probability as a private trader who has not the chance to influence the price. So index 10 minutes, where we are right now, and actually we are here exactly around the point of control. So the market says, okay, we are really fair with this price right now. So, but what's about the trend? For the trend, we have to go a step closer, and this is what happens here. And very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, the downtrend, the red downtrend, where you should be still in, is still possible and is still valid, because on the lower side, we had just only kind of fake breakouts that tried to go short, but finally the institutional money want to go up, back to the point of control. And as you can see, yesterday, the market price hits exactly the last 0.3. So in case you had your hard stop there, then you are out. In case you have a soft stop there, or like a mental stop, then actually you are still in. Both behaviors are technically perfect. So, but the correction since, since Monday is working in an uptrend. So after this high volatility candles, there was a chance to go long with a stop loss below this 0.3 here. In case you went out or you had a stop loss, the uptrend was still valid. It's just no close on the lower side. So the trend is still valid. So on the right side, here you had the chance to open the trade again. And with this, now you are in profit. So on the upper side, also not really a trend continuation, because also just fake breakouts. So which means actually we are still in a long position, also in a short position, technically spoken, yeah, and you are in profit with the long, of course. So what do we expect? Nothing to expect. We are trend followers and not predictionists, yeah? So what should we do about the Fed decision today? I think it's a good idea. If you are in profit, I would go out or trail the stop into the profit. Or if you calculated your money properly, then you trail your stop and you just let it go, because everything can happen. You cannot know. So that's just about the DAX 10 minutes. So what is the indicator that you are using? Thank you. That's my market. I think you're talking about this market profile indicator. It's not a part of the MetaTrade. It's not for free. It's not free of charge. If you want to have it, it's just $199 euros. Then send me an email and then I can give you the link. Okay, so we have, top instruments, and we want to talk about the top instruments. Let me check YouTube. Okay, let's see. So Bitcoin, we start with Bitcoin. And in Bitcoin, we are still working on a trend continuation on the lower side. The heavy part is that the downtrend is still long, and it's still the uptrend, sorry, the uptrend is still valid. We are really deep in the correction right now, and the correction is running in its own trend. And in case you open the trade here, then you are really deep in profit. Yeah. So actually nothing happens. Two trends are running, and just I'm waiting for a new possibility to go long in direction of the main trend, because the point of control is on the still on the upper side here. This is what I'm waiting for. Simeon, greetings. So next one is EURUSD. It's another top instrument. And you know why we talk about this top instruments every morning? Because these 5 top instruments, they have a lightning execution, low spread, and you can trade it in every time frame. And this is really cool. So on the right side, nothing happened since yesterday in US dollar. Euro US dollar, and this is about the Fed decision today. I guess they are waiting what happens today. So if they will raise the rates up, then I think maybe we see a trend continuation on the lower side. But we have to confess, we are kind of deep in the green zone, which means the price is cheap already. Yeah. So maybe the future, maybe the market will play this card. Okay, we were calculating about the raise of the rate. Therefore, we are playing the future, and we had a strong dollar in the last days. But the market is always playing the future. So maybe the market will say after the Fed announcement this evening, they will say, okay, the ECB must follow, which means the raise or the rate of the euro has to rise up too. Maybe it's more worth to invest in euro for the next future. Then that means, okay, we have a turnaround here, and then the price is going up again. So this is just what the analysts are doing here on the right side. They are predicting, they are analyzing what could happen. As a trend follower, you don't have to do this. It's just not a need. It's just you can, but it's not necessary, because with predictions and analyzing, you don't make money. As Richard Dennis mentioned, you make money with buying and selling. And as a private trader, where you have to follow the rules of the law of the probabilities, then you have to follow your own rules. So what's on the right side? Nothing. We have a long-running downtrend, and I hope you are a part of it. For me, I'm waiting for a turnaround, and for the next trend, I can ride here, but it's not now. So let's go to the other one, and we go to Dow Jones. And in Dow Jones, also nothing happened since yesterday, because you see we had a downtrend. Since yesterday, we are in the correction. So nothing happens. Really easy, simple, really simple. DAX 40. In DAX 40, also nothing happened, because that's my downtrend. We are in a correction. Yeah, and just waiting if you will see a trend continuation. If not, then maybe this could happen. Next, and then up, and then the next correction could be yours. Yeah, this is what I'm waiting for now. And as long as I don't see this, yeah, I'm standing on the sideline. But actually, I have to admit that the downtrend is also still in its second trend arm. Yeah, and maybe the price will not go up, then I must be prepared in case that the trend will continue to the lower side. And then I really have a close keep an eye on it, because the price can also go deeper than we can imagine. So be prepared for both sides. Gold chart. Has a new trend saw in the past, a new trend continuation. And this is why I always used to tell you, please take a very simple strategy. And you know, trend following strategy is one of the most simple strategies ever. Yeah, and now you're in profit. And I'm quite sure we will see a trend continuation back to the point of control. So that was that were the 5 top instruments. And so what's the time? So let's just, Messi, I'm not sure if you have the day before we come to my running trades. Let's see if we have the of the day today. If not, oh yeah, here we go. My question for today, it's fits to the current day. What do you expect about the Fed rate decision today? They will raise the rate. They will raise the rate. Jesus Christ. They will leave it unchanged, or it's all the same to me. So what do you think? It's just up to you. I'm really excited. Okay, let's go quick to our running trades. So first of all, just Australian dollar, Japanese yen. So the downtrend basically is broken here, and we are still in an uptrend. Therefore, I used to say, don't miss an entry. So there was no possible entry here in the second trend arm, because there was maybe at the 0.2. But if you went in at the 0.2, which is perfectly, which is technically spoken correct, then you should get out. You should be out already, because the trend was, the price was not moving and was not continuing to the lower side. So you should stop and you should cut your loss. And on the right side, you can see, okay, the downtrend is broken already, and the long trend, maybe it seems they will continue. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, yeah, that makes me really happy, because that was just a spike. They tried to continue, but now they just tried again. And if they will do this, then we can trail the stop closer, and then we see another trend arm again. And then we are happy for the correction, because we need corrections. Even you are afraid of it, but you should not be afraid of it, because we need corrections to continue the trend. Because if you don't have corrections, there will not show up a trend arm. And if you don't have a trend arm, there's no trend. So be happy if you have corrections. Euro Australian dollar. Yeah, that's a little bit, yeah, I have mixed feelings about this, because I went in here really cheap and I'm deep in profit with my first position. But this was the second, the third trend arm, and you know, the point of control is up, and I opened the second position to paramite this trade, but unfortunately the second position will not work. So what I have to do is to cut the loss, the possible loss, yeah, for this second position. And I have it in my mind that I will close this second position if the price is going deeper, and will have a close below this position. If the price will turn again, then I'm still in, then I open it again. Euro Japanese yen. Yeah, here is the downtrend still valid, but it's still the correction. But there you see just spikes there, no trend continuation there. So this is still, the downtrend is working, and the long position is also working. Then we have Euro New Zealand dollar. Here I'm just a little bit more happy, because both positions are in profit right now. And yeah, actually there's no trend continuation here because just spikes here, no real trend continuation. So just wait. But if you will see a clear volume move to the upper side, then we can trail the stop to the next 0.3, which means the first position is in profit. The second one is not really out of risk, but really cool. Let's see. The next trade makes me really, really happy because New Zealand Canadian dollar is going down. And that means, okay, we have a new 0.3 here, and we see a trend continuation, which means we can trail my soft stop here. That's the official last 0.3, and my hard stop I can cut to the previous one. So this is trend following system. US dollar, Japanese yen, yeah, the price sticks a little bit here around the top here. We are in profit with 1,465 pips. That's really cool. So nothing to do. And if I check the account, we are up 120 euros in profit. I think that's really cool. We are on track, and that makes me really happy. Does those green circles mean your profits in pips? Yes, 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 yes. That's the green one means I'm in profit. It is red, then it's in loss. Okay, so that's my part. I just have one proposal for you, and this is still a British pound Swiss franc. So there was a fake breakout on the upper side. We had no close deeper 38. Now the price is coming back again, and maybe in the next hours we get a new offer to open a long position in British pound Swiss franc. That's actually the only one I have on my list to open a new trend. No rush, no hurry, just wait for the next balance candle, and then maybe we can open at the 0.2 again. So we have a special guest today, and in British pound Swiss franc. That's actually the only one I have on my list. So, so let's see. I can stop this one, and let's see if we have Paul here. And I guess it's Paul Nestia today. Yes, here is it. Wonderful, wonderful. Good morning. Famous, awesome, incredible trader Paul Wallace. How are you this morning? Oh, just a moment. Your microphone.
Morning. Good morning, Marcus. I'm all the better for seeing you. Thank you for that kind introduction. Your check's in the post.
You deserve it because you are one of the best traders I personally know. So therefore, thanks for joining us this morning.
Oh, you're too kind.
Yes. Paul, I guess today is a really interesting day. Yeah, we have kind of numbers. We expect a Fed decision. What's your own expectations about the Fed decision? Because 100% expects 1% up. What's your opinion?
I think I think he'll basically, firstly, you're absolutely right. I think it's really important. I think it's probably maybe more important than people realize today's session and stuff, but I fully am to go with what has been baked in, namely a 0.5% rise. I think it'll be basically what he says, what are the comments about what he's going to do in the future. That'll be the big determining factor. If he's in any way dovish, I expect that we will see if he's any way dovish, I think that basically gives the equities and the indices a bit of a bump and takes a bit of steam out of the dollar. But which is possible because the global economies are deteriorating. But I suspect he's just going to basically focus on fighting inflation for the moment. So it's going to be it's finely balanced, shall we say, Marcus? Finely balanced.
Yeah, I think so. I completely agree. So rumors says they will increase the rate till the end of the year up to 3.5%. That's the rumors.
Yeah, that's Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I think, yeah, I think I read some of the, they might talk about even doing like 75 basis points on the next one in June. That is, yeah, that's incredibly hawkish, and hence why any comments today will be basically, everyone will be hanging on to basically understand it, because of the, I think the predicament we're in, the predicament in around global economies in terms of, they're trying to destroy demand, and invariably also just look at the kind of get inflation, and then also deal with the supply problems we've had, deal with the China problems we've had, deal with the Ukraine problems we've had, dealing with that, that dollar strength, that kind of ferocious dollar strength we saw in April. As I said, it's all very finely balanced, to see what can actually go on tonight. I genuinely think it's going to be a very, very interesting session that comes out this evening.
So what's the big topic? You have a webinar this afternoon, and I don't know, what's your topic this afternoon?
Yeah, your topic is about candlesticks for beginners. So it's more focused towards people who are new to trading, although there's always something for everybody, regardless of how long you've been trading. It's just understanding, right, what goes in to actually to creating a candlestick, what goes into actually, what is it actually telling you, what is the kind of psychological story that is underpinning that tail, and then also, when and where and how should you use a candlestick. Okay, it's, there are nuances, there are rules, there are ways and methods to use it better than just in a let's say in a silo, just utilizing on its own. And we'll basically be touching on that and covering that in order to help beginners just understand candlesticks and just read them a little bit better.
Paul, isn't it true that candles are just a kind of perception, or is it the real truth, the candles?
Oh, there you go. Look at that, Marcus. Look at that, Marcus. My belief would be that candlesticks give you a good psychological, a deeper view, okay, of what's actually going on in the market. I would view them as, the way I view them is kind of like learning to read a sheet of music. When you start out learning about music, you learn about the different notes. They all stand alone. They're all kind of difficult to interpret, but actually, as you practice and work with them, suddenly you've got a page of squiggly lines turned into a sheet of beautiful music once you can actually interpret it and read it. And I would say the same with a chart full of candlesticks. When you're beginning out, they may all look very different. They may all actually just confuse you. They may all actually sort of, just, not really help you. But actually, by practicing and understanding and working with them, suddenly, it starts to click into helping you, give you an understanding of the market. I think what people forget is that candlesticks in general are a whistle pattern. And so actually there needs to be something for it to actually reverse. Candlesticks in the middle of a period of consolidation aren't necessarily that helpful. Where they are helpful is when we're at the edges. We're at the edges and at the ends of trends. That is where they can actually start to be of benefit to a trader.
Okay. So, but you're talking about normal Japanese candlesticks, not Heikinashi, right?
That's correct. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So I think it's a cool idea, and I would highly recommend to join the session this afternoon, because I think reading the candles in a proper and in a kind of sense, is the basic of every trader, right?
Yeah, agree. I would absolutely agree. I think, if you can't read and understand candlesticks, you're going to struggle as a trader. It's like one of those initial building blocks that a new trader has to get in place before they go on to more advanced topics.
So I would say we joined your session this afternoon too, and looking forward to see you there. And I want to invite all of you guys from my show to this afternoon session too, with Paul Wallace, the commander of trading. We are looking forward, and thanks, Paul, for your time. That's really nice and lovely from you. I wish you a lot of success today, and our students too. And I hope we see each other this afternoon or latest tomorrow again. Thanks for coming into the show. Have a nice day. And for all of our listeners, as always, have courage and be kind, and may the force of the rules